is. But let me introduce you to Rick Cotton. Rick is down in Vero Beach, Florida. Rick and I have known each other for about 20 years, thereabouts. Rick has had the good fortune to start two network marketing companies and sold one, which is still in business after 12 years, doing very, very well. So that's always a good thing. So, I started on this journey to find some automation, and I had heard all the war stories and horror stories and all of the other things about automation and funnels. I saw Rick Gerald's spending $5,000 a month, getting 3 leads, and all of them wanted free coffee. So I said, I think I'm just going to sit on the sideline until something else comes along. So, I kept searching and looking and searching and looking, and, the law of attraction, right? I mean, that's really what happened. It was that, when the time was right, I ran into Rick again, and Rick and I started talking about automation and funnels, and he says, hey, that's right up my alley. And so he introduced me to Jeff, and we started communicating, and the rest of it's history. Here we are with a funnel that is going live or is live, and some other things. But Rick will give you an update on everything. And if you've got any background noise wherever you're at, just go ahead and mute yourself. So Rick will give you an update on everything, and then I really want him to, to paint the picture for you. I mean, if you haven't downloaded and if you haven't read the ebook, right? I mean, you gotta go read it. I mean, I know that some of you have now read it because you've made some comments about it, but I encourage you to go download it. But more importantly, besides downloading it, it's actually reading it. 26 pages, and I know Rick poured his heart out into that ebook. So, Mr. Cotton, take it away.
Well, thank you, Chuck. And like I said, it's great to see you. I almost recognize everybody. So I get a chance to meet with you guys some of you guys on a regular basis. So it's been fun, and other ones, some of you guys got to hook up with still as we get these funnels online. But let me give you a little background. I joined the same company Chuck did 30 some years ago. And we did the same exact thing. We loaded our garage full of water filters, and we fell in love with an industry, right? The growth of it, the personal growth side of it. And, Chuck and I have been loosely connected for years and years, and we've been in a couple of deals together years ago. I was always looking for that automation bug, right? Because I was a missionary. I went overseas for 10 years, and I was known as the Marriott missionary because I had network marketing. And I always had money as a missionary. You're not supposed to have money as a missionary, right? And Chuck actually introduced me to one of the first big runs I had with Everyday Wealth, and a company we did together. And, that's why I really got introduced to digital marketing. I don't even know if Chuck knows this part of the story, but I was living in Mexico as a missionary at the time. And we built a pretty good team. And then we started doing automated emails, right? We started doing email sequences. And back in, this was a long time ago. But there was no spam back then even, so you could just send out emails, right? But that's what digital marketing was back in the day, a real generic landing page and an email, right? And we started doing that, and we did really, really well. And from that day forward, I kind of always pressed into like automation, what is this digital era? And so I discovered funnels a couple of years ago. And like many of you guys, and still there's the fundamentals of the business are still the fundamental of the business, where we make our lists and we share our product and so forth, but there is a different way to do the business. And I think it's a new age that we live in. I think network marketing and what we're coming out of and what we're living in today is going to be very different. I think it's going to be a long time to see it before we see big conventions again, so stuff like that. And so it even prompts us more to say, hey, listen, I got to take my business online. I got to get automation, right? And that's where I discovered online funnels. And funnels is really just it's just really a word for a dynamic website. I love the picture of funnels because, you think about what a funnel looks like. It's put a lot of stuff at the top, right? put a lot of things in at the top, and at the bottom, you get a result. And the only thing you want out of a funnel is the result at the bottom. You don't want anything in between, right? And, we say a lot of times in this industry, hey, we get to choose who we work where we work with and who we work with. But the reality is most of us, I know I've done it, you try to get everybody to join your deal. I love what Chuck told me the other day. He says, I told somebody to quit. I was like, good for you, Chuck. And so there comes a time in your career where you really get to choose. And I think funnels really let you do that even more often, because you're dealing with people that want to know what you have. And you guys are in a very unique business opportunity, very dynamic business opportunity, very unique product, which we're going to talk about, a coffee funnel in the future. But right now we're working on an application funnel. And so, Chuck asked me to come on tonight and just kind of explain why funnels, why should I want to take my business down this direction? And it's not easy. Some of you guys are getting into it, and we're even doing kind of a cookie cutter automated funnel that we're building for you. But it's not easy. But my goal and my hope is that you guys are going to get inspired, that you're going to bring creative ideas to the table. You're going to get more creative with your video content, and you're going to start building your brand. Because the reality is, and this is coming from, I built most of my career on, company owner side. I got burned in that same company that Chuck got burned in, years ago, and lost a $70,000 a month check. And I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I came back to the United States. I built my first company. It was a moderate success. The last one is still going today, 12 years, and still, great success, mostly in Asia. And, so I got a lot of experience on the ownership side, and I know how owners think, you know what I mean? Because I've networked and rubbed elbows with a lot of them. And it's not that they think of distributors, hey, like we're trying to not let them build their own equity and their own brand and their own name. It's not like you go in to think that, but that's how the business model is set up. It really is. So we always say this is the last deal that we're ever going to do. The reality is, I hope it is, but it might not be. But so you really want to build your equity and your brand along the way. And so that's what funnels allows you to do too, is you're building your own database. You're building your own. So if something does happen, if you have that, hopefully you will never have that experience, but you have the experience I did, it was 18 years ago or whatever, where something was taken away from you. You have your own brand, you have your own database, you have your own products, you have your own, what you're doing. And so I love funnels from that perspective. I know that everybody's not going to run all the way down that and develop their own brand and so forth, but hopefully you'll be inspired, because everyone on this call, on this Zoom call, can do that. And you guys have the capabilities of doing that. And branding yourself, I think, is the smartest thing you can ever do when you're building a network marketing organization. So Chuck, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if that's okay, and I'll share a few slides with you guys. Somebody give me a heads up when you can see my screen. Thumbs up if you can see it. Okay, good deal. Okay, let's just go through this, and I'm going to kind of give you, and you guys can ask questions at the end. I'm going to start with hook, story, offer, because everything that we're developing, and you guys know, because we're on these coaching calls all the time, and where you realize it's a little bit of work to get a funnel online. That's why we do the automated thing that we do, because most people love to get a funnel online, but the software is real expensive. Creating the content is not easy. Plugging it all in, making it all work is not easy. So we've kind of come up with this hybrid program where we can kind of build an application funnel, especially around a strong team like you guys have, and it'll be effective, really, really effective. But it's all built on hook, story, offer. And I wanted to start there. A hook, just so you can kind of get a picture of what a funnel is, right? And we're talking about an application funnel. An application funnel simply means that somebody's going to apply to work with you, right? We're not knocking on their door. They're knocking on our door. We might be casting a net, advertising, or getting in front of traffic, quality traffic. But then that funnel squeezes the people out that we want to work with, gets rid of a lot of the riffraff, okay, and spits out people that are applying to work with us. And we got to have a good hook. Chuck, I appreciate you mentioning that ebook. I think you guys actually have an older version of it, but that ebook has got some good content in it, and you should reference that, because it really teaches you how you can recruit with sales funnels, right? So take a look at it. But that's the hook. So whenever you're offering something, and this is marketing 101, but you're offering value, right? We want to give value to people. So by giving away a free book, you guys have seen it on Facebook all the time, right? Here's some of you guys, you might be familiar with John's book, right? This is a great book that you'll probably see online someday, very in the short future, giving it away for free, right? And that's called a book funnel. We're not doing a book funnel. We're doing an application funnel, but very, very similar in the concept. Give away value, okay? Give value to people. Don't try to get them in your deal. You're not talking about your deal right now. You're just giving value to them so they can take that value and apply it to their own business. Does that make sense? That's usually always step one of any good funnel. We call that the hook. And a lot of times when we talk about hook and bait, if you're a fisherman, I'm a fisherman. I like to fish. I didn't invent hook story offer, so it's a concept in the funnel world, but you got to have bait as well, right? So we're going to put bait on there. Some of you guys are going to do the advertising on your own. Some of you guys are going to utilize us or Jeff, my partner, primarily. But you put the bait on there, and we're going to cast that bait out in Facebook, for example, right? Or Google Ads, for example, or Instagram, for an example. And we're trying to attract the fish that we want to work with, right? The Dream 100, we call it, right? Or the perfect candidate, that customer. Network marketing is the only business I know that I've ever been involved in. I've been involved with a lot of different types of businesses that you don't identify your dream customer before you go into business, right? We just kind of throw it up on the wall, right? I call it spaghetti marketing. We just throw up the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right? And that's, I'm guilty of it. We've all done it, but we don't have to do that when we're talking about funnels. So that's the hook, okay? The story is basically, you can leverage the story. And that's another thing I love about it. It's a network marketing concept, right? If you don't have the right story, you just borrow a story. That's the beauty of networking. That's why we call it network marketing. Okay, in this case, a lot of you guys are using Chuck's story. Chuck's got an incredible story, incredibly successful in this industry. Got a great coach and leader in Chuck Hansen. And so we're utilizing Chuck's story. Now, some of you guys are going to do your own, but you're going to be incentivized. You're going to be hopefully spurred on to develop your own brand and your own story through this process, because this won't be the first funnel you launch. Or the only funnel you launch. This will be the first funnel you launch. And hopefully you're going to get really good at it. You might start doing this on your own down the road, but we're going to develop funnels for you, but you're going to utilize a story. And then we're going to add to your guys' story as well. A lot of you guys are asking videos, and we'll have a Q&A at the end, but many of you asked about the videos. And we've been working with some of you guys through utilizing the video. You guys have done a good job. But we're going to put together some short, what we call validation or social proof videos, just talking about the team and how great the concept is and how great the opportunity is. And this product changed my life, and I discovered funnels, and and I'm talking to people every day. My calendar's full. Those are validation stories. What are going to go into this funnel is kind of a step 2, I think. A step 2, because we're going to try to get everybody launched. And as I get those videos, we're going to enhance this funnel, make it even better, and then we're going to add those to it, okay? I know that was a question that came up. But this is the story part of it, right? So we got the hook, then we got the story. We're telling a story. You guys have seen that, you've heard that Jim Rohn, forget what it's called. Maybe Chuck, you can help me out. But the network marketing, where he talks about the batting average, right? Classic. Everybody should listen to that, right? Jim Rohn talks about the batting average. He says, listen, I'll beat anybody, right? I'll beat anybody because I'll just present more. I'll just get it out there in front of more people. And really, that's the name of the game, right? Once you get the story down, and you got a story to tell, and you guys have a great story to tell, not only with your team, but with your company, with everything, right? Now you got a new story to tell using funnels too, because nobody else is doing it. You're kind of ahead of the curve here. You're out in the forefront of using funnels and network marketing. Very, very few people are doing it. So once you got the story and you put it in a can, you can just tell it. Whoever tells that story the most wins, right? And we want to win in this business. We're in this to make money, to be successful, to rank up, all those things. So let's win the game. And so if we get the funnel down, the story down, we just got to get it out and get it out in front of that many people. And Jim Rohn always told that story, like, listen, I'll beat you every time. I don't care if your closing rate's higher than me. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to tell the story more than you. And if I tell the story more than you, I'm going to win. I'm going to build a faster, quicker organization, okay? Better offer, okay? A hook, story, offer. The cool thing about using funnels is, everybody in network marketing has the same offer, right? In general. I mean, that's part of the challenge, right? That's why a lot of people never make it in network marketing. Think about this for a second. We all have the same offer, right? We all have that same package. You come in, we all have the same compensation plan. We all have the same company. We're all telling the same exact story, and we're giving the same exact offer. In funnels, you don't have to do that. You look at this value stack that Chuck built for you guys. I mean, there's tremendous value in this offer, and it's way above and beyond anybody else that's offering anything else out there. That's certainly in Valentis, and certainly in any other company as well. So it's a value stack. You're offering something of value above and beyond anybody that's in your competition. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But the offer in a funnel it can be dynamic, It can be value. You stack the value. This is over, I think we got $4,700 in value here. And this is just without even, if you're accepted into our team, right? And then everybody's signing up on the same company offer, which is not going to change, right? You might have a different sponsor, but the Chuck's offering the same as Ruth is, right? You guys have the same offers. It's a $600 pack, and you come in, and it's the same as everybody else. Well, there's probably tens of thousands of you out there offering that. So giving a huge advantage. I'm all in business. I'm very much aligned in having an unfair business advantage. I love that. Get your unfair business advantage, and that's what a funnel does. This is an unfair business advantage because you can stack an offer. And this is just the first offer. Your team, Chuck, I know Chuck's going to be building other assets and doing different things. The offer is going to get better and better and better and be dynamic all the time versus what everybody else is offering the same thing. So that's the hook, the story, the offer. That goes into every funnel that we'll ever build. There's webinar funnels. There's application funnels. There's summit funnels. There's product funnels. There's book funnels. All these different funnels, and we're gonna release some of these to you guys in your group. We're gonna build them for you. But just understand that when you're building a funnel, you get to have a dynamic offer that nobody else does. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Okay. So why funnels? Let's talk about, some real general stuff, and then I'll let you guys just ask some questions. Bugging friends and family just doesn't work. Okay. I hope I'm not stepping on any toes here. I don't mean to. I have told people to do this for 30 years. Okay. I have come up with text campaigns, email campaigns, everything under the sun, every technology you can think of to build a list and follow through on that list. I built it. Okay. And it doesn't matter how much technology you add to it. It just doesn't work anymore like it used to. Okay. It might have worked 30 years ago when Chuck and I started, but it doesn't work like it does anymore. So, and who wants to do that really? I love it that you could ask, all my friends and family what I do, and I probably 4% maybe can tell you what I actually do. None of them know, because I don't bug them. I've kind of got beyond that a long time ago, but certainly with funnels, you don't even need to think about it. Now, I do believe in building a list, especially with your product. If you're a product loyalist, and you should be in your company, every single person should have an offer of your product. I believe that. Okay. But when you're talking about building the business, you don't want to be in business with most of your friends and family, right? I mean, why is there a rule, don't go into business with family? You think there's any wisdom to that? You think there's any age-old wisdom to that? I know there is for a fact from my own personal experience. So, you don't want, most of the time you don't want to be in business with your friends and family anyway. When we talk about bugging friends and family, I'm talking about the side of the coin where opportunity first, because if you're going to make money in this business, opportunity first. Okay. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, that's the way you build a business. Okay. And I'm a product guy, so I'm telling you that just because I know that that's the only time I've ever made any real big money in network marketing. I would have never made any millions unless I figured that out early on. It's business first. And if you're talking about the business first side of the coin, I don't want to talk to my friends and family. And if I do, you could be a part of that NFL club, right? No friends left. That guy, that woman, that person that's always at the family reunion bugging. You just don't want to be that person. We all know somebody like that on social media, right? On social media, it's the same thing. Do not start posting all over social media. That's not what we're talking about when we're talking about funnels and social media. Completely different. Okay. So social media is no different. That's just technology. That's just bugging your friends and family through technology. Now, a post once in a while about your product, what you're doing, an update, check this out, I need an opinion, that's okay. But that person on there that's posting every other day about their opportunity, I defriend those people. I really don't want them on my social network. Okay. So that's the same thing when we're talking about social. So we don't have to bug friends and family anymore. It's probably the biggest thing. And you get to go after the perfect customer, right? Who's the perfect customer? Who's that dream 100? And the cool thing about it when you use social media, now let me get this clear too, because I think sometimes you think of social media and you think about your Facebook page, right? Or your Instagram page or whatever. That's not what we're talking about here at all. Okay. We're talking about the same vehicle and Facebook and Instagram and so forth that we advertise on, but we're not advertising it to our own network. Okay. Does that make sense? We're not going on there and posting on there, about our opportunity just because now we're using funnels, right? That's not what we want to do. It'll just make people upset and mad. Okay. If you want an opinion, if you got a new funnel, you release it, you put a post up, great, no big deal. But don't be that person that posts over and over again, because again, now you're fishing in that friends and family pond where you don't even want to be, right? It's like fishing and trying to fish, saltwater fish and freshwater. You don't want to do that, right? If we've already determined we don't want friends and family, unless they're there's always an exception to that rule, right? Friends and family, but for a general rule, a duplication rule, our friends and family are not necessarily our business partners. We want to go out there and find Dream 100, right? Isn't that what we want to do, Chuck? Chuck, your biggest business builders, they are not your friends and family. I can promise you that. There are people you've met through this industry through some other way, along the way, and they're the ones that produce, right? And that's the people you want to align. So when you're talking about funnels, you get to fish, you get to set that hook, put that bait in exactly the people you want. And I've never experienced anything like that before. There's not, for me, it's just nothing that has the results when you want a targeted market. And again, any other business in the world that I've ever been involved with, we identify our target market right away. In network marketing, we just don't seem to do that on a regular basis, but we get to do that now. And when you're advertising on social media, not in your social media, on social media, all of a sudden that social media will define your perfect customer for you. And I'm not going to get into that, but basically what happens is it starts to build a group, right? It starts to build a targeted group based on the people that are reacting to your ads, the people that are engaging you, the people that are buying from you, the people that are your customer base. And all of a sudden it starts to build on all these different data points, it starts to define your perfect customer. So it's not an easy task to do, to define your perfect customer. Well, the cool thing with funnels, you really don't even have to do it because it's going to do it for you. Okay. And pretty soon you're going to know who your perfect customer is, and your social media campaign, that's all it's going to go after is that perfect customer. It's not going to go after anybody else. It's going to put your bait and your hook in front of that perfect customer every single time. Okay. Offer stack. Okay. We just talked about that. You get to stand apart. Network marketing is one of the hardest businesses to build because your offer is the same as everybody else's. We never think about that, right? And the beauty of it is a network. So you're trying to, it's a team concept, right? But you have the same offer as everybody else. Whatever the company's offering, that's what you have, right? If there's an event going on, everybody's offering the same thing, right? So you get to offer stack. You get to put an offer together with digital products and funnels and different things. And let us get creative for you. And we'll teach you how to do that. And we've already got an offer stack in your funnel that's phenomenal. Chuck did a great job putting that together. And that has tremendous value, and so I always say that, when you're talking to somebody, the only question you really have to answer is you got to show them that they can do it, right? In the back of their mind, subconsciously or consciously, they just wondering, can I do this business, right? And I always say, listen, sell the system before you sell anything else, okay? You go to talk to somebody about a franchise, all they talk about is the system. They're not talking about the hamburgers or the tacos or anything else, the cleaning products or anything else. It's the system that works. That's why you make money in a franchise. That's why it's the best business model success rate in the world, by far, bar none. Buy a McDonald's franchise, you pretty much know you're going to have a level of success. Now it's going to cost you $1.6 million, and your grade A store might make $400,000. To me, that's not a great deal. It's not a great deal. Nothing I'm buying into. But the system sells, right? So it's the same thing in network marketing. When you have an offer stack that's got a funnel and a system and a duplication model, blah, 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 and a seasoned team, et cetera, that's what you're selling, okay? And I always sell the system first. So in an offer stack, you can stand apart. So the last thing I want to talk about is cash flow, okay? Now, we haven't gotten to this yet, but I want to plant the seed with you guys because, my goal here is simply, is to help the industry, help you guys, help Chuck, help the team, okay? And at the end of the day, I want you guys to realize that there's a lot more to this world of funnels than what I'm introducing you to, okay? When I launch a funnel, it's about cash flow, okay? So I learned a long time ago that, you've got to build the weakest part of a network marketing compensation plan most of the time. And I'm a comp plan guy. I've written a few of myself, and is the front end of the comp plan. If it's a front end heavy comp plan, it's more of a direct selling comp plan, something I'm really not interested in, right? I want that residual money, right? Chuck, we're interested in that long-term growth money. And when you're developing a compensation plan in any company, it doesn't matter. I don't even know the Valentis compensation plan, but I know it falls into this category. There's three buckets. There's long-term residual earnings. You'll call them wealth earnings. There's some kind of middle of the road, binary type earnings usually. And then there's some kind of fast start program, right? And maybe some bonuses, but usually they're going to fall in those three buckets. And a dollar is a dollar is a dollar. You can only cut it up so many ways. So you got to put the pennies in each bucket, and then you got to hope there's a balance. Well, compensation plan that I want is I want the residual aspect heavier than anything, right? That's what I want. And most of the time, a good compensation plan, we're talking about network marketing, is going to have that. Okay, but it's going to be a little bit weaker on the cash flow, right? The gas money. How do you get paid to go do the work of the business? And that's usually where your compensation plan will be the weakest. And so I'm not saying I don't even know Valentis is a comp plan. I'm sure I heard it's a great compensation plan. But whatever that front end money is, we want to enhance that, right? That's what I want to do in my business. Is I want cash flow. That means when I do my prospecting, when I'm going out there fishing and I'm looking for those perfect customers. Okay, especially on the business side. I say customer, should say business builder. That perfect business builder, then I'm fishing in a certain pond. Fishing in a certain pond. I want cash flow for that activity. I want to make cash flow so I can invest that cash flow back into my business, because we all know, 3 feet from gold, right? You're so close. The reason people fail in network marketing is they quit. They just don't press on long enough. And a lot of times they just can't, because there's not enough, they don't have enough money to do it. They can't afford the authorship. They can't afford the advertising. They can't afford to go to the events, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It can get expensive, right? So if we have a business model, a marketing model, a funnel model, a system that enhances cash flow, so I have money all the time pouring into my business, so I can focus on building my long-term residual income, because that's where the big money is, right? You want to keep your eye on the ball, but at the same time, that cash flow that a funnel can generate by selling digital assets, by selling information, by giving away books like John's book here, right? This is a phenomenal opportunity for John. John's real excited. He's going to get more involved and help you guys with your funnels even more. But selling digital assets creates cash flow for your business. Now you have cash flow outside of your compensation plan. Outside of your compensation plan that's coming into your business, into your asset. Remember, this is your asset. Talk about building your brand and your business. Let's not get so focused, on that's the only way to make money. It's not. You want to bolt something on. So I've always done that with affiliate programs, different things like that. And it's always served me very, very well. I've never had an business opportunity that I focused on and built that I didn't have a cash flow opportunity in front of it. Okay? Because that cash flow, those chunks of cash are what feeds my business. So I have money to invest. I have money to get on the coaching program. I have money to buy a funnel. I have money to put into advertising. And so that's the fourth thing that I'm going to cover. I got 4 more. I'm going to save it for another time, Chuck. But those are the 4 major things that I want to cover with you guys, all under that umbrella of hook, story, offer. Always be thinking, what's my hook? What's my story? And then what's my offer? And how can I make that offer better than everybody else out there? And that's that offer stack. And that's what we've done with these application funnels for you guys. And again, we're slowly getting them out. We're hopefully get a couple more live this week. But we're going to get you guys all launched on that. Even if it's borrowing the story and using Chuck's video for now, or John, maybe John's going to do a video for us too down the road, or John's video down the road, it doesn't matter. That's not the most important thing right now. The most important thing right now is to get some automation on your business, and get people applying for you. So this is an introduction to funnels, and we're starting with an application funnel, but there's a lot of other funnels that we want to introduce you guys to down the road. So Chuck, that's what I had tonight. If you guys want to throw out some questions at me, I'd be more than willing to hang out and spend some more time with you guys.
Hey guys, if you've got any questions, go ahead and just unmute yourself and ask any questions that you might have. And it's been 30 minutes, so let's. Rick, I mean, it was very, very cut and dried to me. I know that there's a lot of moving parts to the whole thing, but like I was explaining to everybody, what you guys have created is a replicated funnel, basically, right? And so we're going to create the template, and then we're going to tweak the template as we're moving down the road. John's video and other videos that we're going to plug into the whole thing, and it'll just keep getting better and better and better. And then Jeff will start to look at crunching the numbers and enhancing the responses. And what I keep talking to people about, think about it for a second. What if you were advertising, let's just throw a number out, $10 a day, right? Let's think about $10 a day and then talk about how we cash flow that $10 a day. That's $300, right? Basically $300. Well, you guys all know well and good that, you know, all you have to do is bring in one business builder pack, right? You make $200. You make $200. So, you know, that's 2/3 of it right there, right out of the gate. So, you know, our comp plan is pretty, you know, sweet on the front end. We've got 20, 40, 60, 100 and $200 in fast start money. So that's the money that, and then, you know, like I said to everybody on the call the other night, on my Sunday night call, was that, you know, I'm looking for, I really am not in the business of sponsoring people anymore. I'm going to find people through my funnel, and I'm going to give them to people that are working in those local markets, you know, whether it be Las Vegas or Houston or LA or Albuquerque or New York or wherever, right? You know, I just have a few little qualifications for somebody that wants to be the recipient of those gifts, and those qualifications are minuscule. So, you know, I think this, you know, and think about it for a second. If you got, you know, Jeff was talking 4 or 5 people a day. You know, I'm happy with 1 or 2 people a day, you know, that have hooked on, filled out the application, set up a coaching appointment, 15 minutes, whatever, so that you could start to build a rapport with that person to find out whether or not they've got what you want and you've got what they want, and you both are, you know, on the same page. And then it's just to take, and we're going to have more classes about coaching calls and, you know, how we do all of those things, because, you know, we're all learning it together, guys. And so, but it's nothing that we haven't already done, right? And we've been doing this for years and years and years. We're just, you know, we're now reaching out into that blue ocean, right? That unpolluted water, I like to call it, right? You know, where, and, you know, quite frankly, I'd rather have somebody, you know, yes, it's great to have somebody, a pro, right? Somebody with a lot of experience come into your business, but most of them have a lot of bad habits and a lot of demands, right? I mean, you know, all of those things. I'd rather have somebody like myself or like you were, you know, when you first, I was ignorance on fire. When I saw, you know, how much money could be made and how much money was being made by people in this industry that didn't look very smart, I said, oh shit. I said, if they can do it, I can do it. And, you know, I had no experience whatsoever. So I said, you know, just cut me loose. I'm ready to go, coach, put me in. So, you know, that's, I'd rather have some, and all of us were like that, right? I mean, my buddy Jeff Olson, you know, Jeff was recruited by a flight attendant, good looking flight attendant, but nevertheless, a flight attendant. And, you know, and he made her a ton of money, right? So, you know, we were all novices in the beginning. I'd rather have somebody who's sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in the rat race, who's been, you know, knows that maybe their job is not coming back or whatever the case may be. And this is their solution, right? This is their salvation. This is their new path to a new life. So, any questions, guys, before we cut Rick loose? So,
yeah, a couple here. Scott. Go ahead.
This presentation was excellent. And, you know, you always reach out to as many people as you can to get on the program. And for whatever reason, they don't get on. Is this particular training tonight been videotaped or copied so that recorded so that I could even take it to certain individuals and say, you need to see this. I mean, for you to do it over and over again is ridiculous. So if it's available, I sure would love to have that link in order to be able to share it with some key people.
And I have a question for you, Rick. Did you find
you guys know me, I record everything.
Yeah,
I know.
I was just saying, thank you. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. Go ahead. Somebody had a question. Who was speaking?
Oh, me? I just wanted to know if you found your dog.
I did. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Like one of your kids, right?
Yeah, literally my kid. Yeah, like one of my kids. Yeah. So she ended up returning home after a while. So, but my heart was in my throat. So I appreciate you asking. Thank you. Yeah, it was not an easy afternoon, but thanks. I appreciate you guys' patience too. Couple questions. Duplication, Dave. Great question. Big part of network marketing, right, is duplication. And if you look at Chuck or anybody else in the industry that's made millions of dollars, every one of them has figured out some level of duplication, or else they wouldn't be where they are. And funnels are unique. Funnels are different. But the cool thing about a funnel is that you can duplicate it within a team concept, like Chuck is. Like Chuck, I love what Chuck said, because I know Chuck's going to ramp up his advertising once we get it dialed in. He's going to be giving away leads and doing qualifications within his team and leave it through that. Now, that's one level of duplication with funnels for sure. Be a team leader, okay? If you guys got the funnel, crank up your funnel and get the leads out to your people, but make them earn it. Make them do something for it, okay? Don't give it away for free. Free doesn't work. Free does not work. So that's one level of duplication. And as far as what we're doing here with Pivot Profits, I told Chuck we're going to do about 20 people, do about 20 funnels for you guys. And then we are going to pivot as well. And we're going to go into another level of duplication for you guys, okay? And Chuck's going to be involved with that, and John's going to be involved with that. We're going to do some different things with you guys, but we have a plan in place where you guys can duplicate this. But our number one goal right now is to get our 20 front runners that want to do funnels, that kind of want to be the first ones out of the gate. And from there, we're going to pivot into more of a membership type thing, a little bit more of a cookie cutter thing, but we're going to have a lot more data. And one thing about running an effective funnel is congruency from the time you throw your bait in the water, to the time you set your hook, to your funnel, to what you're offering, to your giveaway, to your offer stack, congruency across the board. And that's why I love working with my partner Jeff, because he brings us down that path of congruency. And so we're going to figure that out more and more by the data we run. Now, we know my application funnel we've used for a long time, but this is a different offer. It's a different stack. So there's more data that we need to gather. So as we gather that data with our 20 front runners, our initial team, our kind of founding group here, then we're going to kind of pivot into the next level. And I'm not going to get you guys confused, but I just want to let you guys know there is a plan in place for that, because we want you guys to say, hey, in a year or two, look back and say, wow, look at my group. I got thousands of people in my group. And a big part of it was discovering funnels. So, okay.
Another quick question, Rick.
Yes.
I set up the calendar, and do you recommend 30 minutes or 15 minutes for the initial interview?
I would recommend 30, but most of the time, like Chuck, I like what Chuck said. I mean, listen, the funnel is just, it's going to fit. The NDA is a big part of it, because the NDA will get rid of a lot of people, right? And that's exactly what you're looking for. You want people you don't want people anywhere in the top of that funnel. You want them at the bottom. That's the only place you're looking for. That's what's unique about a funnel. It's driving down a very specific path. If they can get lost in your funnel is not properly set up. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I say that to say that, you want to make sure you have enough time to build the rapport if they're the right person. So I recommend 30 minutes, but a lot of times if they're not the right person, right away, you got to have the discipline to say, it's just not a great fit for you guys. Maybe I can offer you some value, just, as a thank you for showing up. I'll send you my funnel. If you get a build it all account, I'll send you my funnel for you. And then you make money on the affiliate program. Again, I talked to you about cash.
Oops, sorry. I got a question for you then. If we've sent all of our information to you along with the videos and everything today, and I've got 15 minutes on the calendar, can you change that to a half an hour? Because you got all the passwords.
You can do that. You go back into your settings and within Calendly, and you set that up. Okay. And if you need help, I'll jump on a call with you.
I've got it all done on 15 minutes, but I'll just try and work it into 30 then.
Yeah, you can just go change it. Just don't change the links, because if you break the links, then the funnel won't work. But you can just change that. Okay. And again, I want to encourage everybody, because I see a lot of you guys I haven't even had a chance to talk to. Some of them were ready, like Jim, we're down the road, almost like ready to launch a lot of these funnels. But if you guys have not got on, and you have signed up for the coaching program for a funnel, please get on that calendar and book an appointment. Chuck, I sent you a document checklist document. If that could get out to the entire team, that'd be great. And
Yeah.
I kind of narrowed down to exactly what you need to launch, where to send it, specific email to send it to. We set it up so we can just be a little more efficient in getting you guys launched. And if you have any problems, that's what we're here for.
What you need to add to that checklist is what website? We need a website.
Your
Right.
URL, right?
Yeah, a URL.
Okay. I think that's in there.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe I
think
missed
so.
it.
one last question. On our URL, which are our domain name, should we create a separate email to drive them to that domain address? Or we already have an email, and now I can see, do I use the same one as I always have? Or do I set up something else specifically for this?
You know, it's completely up to you, Ken. I mean, you can go either way on that. It doesn't matter. Again, you know, the reason for the domain is you got to have a calling card, right? For your funnel. Where's your funnel reside? You don't want a long link like, you know, with 30 characters in it. You want a domain at .com if you can. It doesn't have to be a .com because we're in the digital world now. And it's not like we're putting this on the side of a truck or, you know, even a business card. We're not. I mean, you can, but it's a little more different in the digital world. So .pro is fine, whatever, but there's two reasons for that. A calling card where your funnel sits, and then eventually when we get email set up, email campaign set up for you guys, that's where you have to have that. No software, whether it's ClickFunnels, Builderall, Kajabi, any of these softwares are not going to send out emails for you. You know, sequences. They'll send out trigger emails like, thank you for your order, or here's your download for your ebook, that kind of stuff, but it's not going to send out sequences. That, you know, that spam laws just don't prohibit that. So that's where it has to go. You have to have an email server. That's where it will be set up through, and we have to validate for that. Now, we're not worried about the emails right now. It's not the critical thing. We're going to get the funnel set up, that, you know, get the traffic going, and then we'll plug in the emails kind of as the last step on that. But that's the reason we need it, Ken.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else? Good questions, guys.
Good job.
Well, I just want to encourage you guys, man. We're here to serve you guys. You know, get on that calendar. Get that list from Chuck. You guys know exactly what you need. Again, if you're hung up on the videos, my advice is go with the team video right now. Just go with the team video. Don't worry about that. I'm going to press everybody pretty soon, though, to give us that 90-minute validation. Maybe we could do a special call once we get our team of 20 together. A special call, because we can really enhance the funnel if we get everybody to do this right. And just hold your phone up and you know, tell everybody how great, you know, the company is and whatever. Just share your story real quick, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And then we want about 12 of those at the bottom of the funnel for social proof. And I've seen that work very, very effectively. But it only works when you have enough of them. If you only have 3 or 4, it doesn't really work. You got to have a good solid set of them. And most people will never click on them, but they're going to see, hey, so-and-so used to drive a truck, or so-and-so was a teacher, or so-and-so was a stay-at-home mom, and they relate to that. And when they relate to that, it just moves the bar as far as the conversion rates on your funnel. And every time we move that bar 1 or 2%, it makes a huge difference in the end. That compounds dramatically, you know, over time. So that's what that would be our goal and our aim there. So, any other questions, guys?
Hey, buddy, I appreciate you taking time here today and tonight, and we'll do some more calls, guys. So, hey, if anybody's got any questions, by all means, reach out to me. And at 8 o'clock tonight, we've got a Zoom. So let's go herd up everybody, go wake everybody up, the sleeping dead, right? And get them on the Zoom, let them hear a story. So with that, Rick, thanks a lot. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for doing that.
Hey, God bless
And
you
I've
guys.
got this whole thing recorded, guys, and I'll get the recording out to everybody tomorrow so you can get it out to some of your people. So if you're not on, you know, if you don't already have your funnel, if you're not in the process of getting that done, like Rick said, about 20 people. And so we've got room for another 5, 6, or 7 or something like that. So if that's something that you want to do, by all means, let's get through the process, get that done, get your coaching call booked, and let's start down that road. So any questions about that, just give me a shout. So Rick, hey buddy, thanks a lot. Guys, I'll see you all at 8 o'clock. Okay, thanks guys.